Hi, it's Chris at the Wild Berry Patch, and this is Marching into Mark, Chapter 7. If you want the notes and the resources, it's at www.thewildberrypatch.com. So we're starting in Chapter 7, and the Pharisees are watching Jesus like a hawk, and they caught the disciples not washing their hands and eating grain out of the field. There are lots of rules about how you eat and cleaning this, that, and the other thing. So the Pharisees asked him, "Why don't your disciples live according to the tradition of the elders instead of eating bread with ritually unclean hands?" The tradition of the elders. Jesus calls them on it. He just goes straight to, why do you disregard the command of God and you keep the tradition of man? He also said to them, you completely invalidate God's command in order to maintain your tradition. There is a practice called Corban, and that was, you could say that your wealth, your goods were dedicated to the priests, and that way you would not have to take care of your parents. Now, I'm not sure how that benefits the person saying it's going to the priests, but it definitely benefited the priests, and it circumvented the whole idea about honoring your father and mother. Then there was the question about, so are you defiled if you eat with unclean hands? And Jesus says, nothing that goes into a person from outside of him can defile him, because those things just go right on through. That says it a little nicer. But the things that come out of a person are what defile him. In another gospel, it says, from the heart. And then he lists all sorts of things that what comes out of a person that defiles him. For from within, out of people's hearts come evil thoughts, sexual immoralities, thefts, murders, adulteries, greed, evil actions, deceit, promiscuity, stinginess, blasphemy, pride, and foolishness. All these evil things come from within and defile a person. A person is not defiled by what they put in their mouth. It is what comes out of their mouth. Life and death are in the power of the tongue. So then he is moving right along, and a Greek woman follows him and is asking him for healing. And he says, it's not right to give the children's bread to the dogs. Now, I have some resources as to what that means. He really isn't calling her a dog, like a horrible dog. The woman said, Lord, even the dogs under the table eat the children's crumbs. And the Lord looked at her and said, you got this figured out. Because of what you said, your daughter is healed. And she was that same moment. She wouldn't take no for an answer. And she was a Greek. She was a Gentile. She wasn't one of the children that Jesus was sent to first. Then he meets a deaf man with a speech difficulty. Immediately his ears are opened and his speech difficulty was removed, and he began to speak clearly. And you know what the people said? They were extremely astonished and said, he has done everything well. He even makes deaf people hear and people unable to speak talk. Jesus has done everything well. Isn't that amazing? Well, thank you for joining me. The Lord bless you and keep you and make his face shine upon you and give you the peace that passes all understanding and guard your heart and mind in Christ Jesus. Thank you. I'll see you next time. Bye.